Good morning. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address Yuva Shivir at Kareli Bagh at Vadodara in Gujarat this morning. India-Cambodia cooperation gets a boost. Prime Minister Modi holds virtual meeting with his Cambodian counterpart. 3 municipal corporations of Delhi to be formally merged on Sunday. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur announces incentives for co-production and shooting of foreign films in India. Inaugurates India Pavilion at Cannes Film Festival in France. President Ramnath Kovind reaches St. Vincent and Grenadines on an official visit. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu urges private eye hospitals to complement government efforts by opening satellite centers in rural areas. Government allocates 515 crore rupees for cyber security programs for the year 2022-23, says Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar. Nikhat Zareen to take on Thailand's Jitapong Jutamas in final of 52 kg category at IBA Women's World Boxing Championships in Istanbul today. And in IPL cricket, Lucknow Super Giants defeat Kolkata Knight Riders by 2 runs at Dr. D.Y. Patil Stadium in Navi Mumbai. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the Yuva Shivir at Kareli Bagh at Vadodara in Gujarat at 10:30 this morning through video conferencing. Shri Swaminarayan Temple of Kundal Dham and Shri Swaminarayan Temple at Kareli Bagh in Vadodara are organizing the Shivir. The Shivir aims to involve more youth in social service and towards nation building. It also aims to make the youth partners in building a new India through initiatives like Ek Bharat, Shresht Bharat, Atmanirbhar Bharat and Swachh Bharat. Prime Minister Modi held a virtual meeting with his Cambodian counterpart Samadek Aka Moha Senapadai Techo Hun Sen yesterday. The two leaders held discussions on an entire range of bilateral issues, including cooperation in the fields of trade and investment, human resource development, defense and security, connectivity, post-pandemic economic recovery, and people-to-people ties. The leaders expressed satisfaction at the pace of bilateral cooperation. Mr. Hun Sen emphasized the importance that Cambodia attaches to its relations with India. Prime Minister Modi reciprocated the sentiment and stressed Cambodia's valued role in India's Act East policy. Both the leaders reviewed the robust development partnership between the countries, including capacity building programs and quick impact projects under the Mekong-Ganga Cooperation Framework. The Prime Minister also highlighted the historical and civilizational links between the two countries. Prime Minister Hun Sen thanked India for providing 3.25 lakh doses of Indian-manufactured Covishield vaccines to Cambodia under Quad Vaccine Initiative. The two leaders complimented each other on the 70th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between India and Cambodia being celebrated this year. As part of these celebrations, Prime Minister Narendra Modi invited King of Cambodia and Queen Mother to visit India at a mutually convenient date. The two leaders also exchanged views on regional and global issues of shared interest. Prime Minister Modi congratulated Cambodia on assuming the chairmanship of ASEAN and assured India's full support and assistance to Cambodia for the success of its chairmanship.
Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur yesterday inaugurated the India Pavilion at the Cannes Film Festival in the midst of stars from the entertainment industry in France. On the occasion, the minister also unveiled the poster of the 53rd International Film Festival of India. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Thakur announced an incentive scheme for audio-visual co-production and shooting of foreign films in India with a cash incentive of up to 30% with a cap of $260,000.
I'm delighted to announce that in Cannes, an incentive scheme for audio-visual co-production and shooting of foreign films in India with a cash incentive of up to 30% with a cap of $260,000 and in the case of foreign films being shot in India, an additional bonus with a cap of $65,000 for employing 15% or more manpower.
During the event, Mr. Thakur, along with Information and Broadcasting Secretary Apurva Chandra, Indian envoy to France Javed Ashraf, and Central Board of Film Certification Chairman Prasoon Joshi, joined an interactive session. Actors Deepika Padukone, R. Madhavan, Nawazuddin Siddiqui, Tamanna Bhatia, Pooja Hegde, and Urvashi Rautela, filmmaker Shekhar Kapoor, music maestro A.R. Rahman, and singer Mame Khan also participated in the session. Mr. Thakur also visited the Allard Square at Saint-Tropez, a coastal town in France. He paid floral tributes to Maharaja Ranjit Singh and Princess Bannu Pendai in Saint-Tropez. Maharani Pannu Pendai was born at Chamba in Himachal Pradesh. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Thakur said the India Connect of Saint-Tropez has not been lost even after 4 generations. He said the family of the Maharani is immensely respected in Saint-Tropez and the family has preserved its Indian roots. The minister invited the mayor of Saint-Tropez, Sylvie Siri, and the deputy mayor, Allard Frederick, to International Film Festival of India in Goa to witness the Gala Festival. Mr. Thakur felicitated and honoured the mayor and other hosts in Saint-Tropez with traditional Himachali caps and shawls.
President Ramnath Kovind has reached Kingstown in St. Vincent and Grenadines after concluding his 3-day visit to Jamaica. President Kovind was received by Governor-General Dame Susan Dugan at the airport. India and St. Vincent and Grenadines enjoy cordial relations and interact actively in various international forums, including the United Nations and Commonwealth. More details in this report by our correspondent who is covering the President's visit.
The visit of President Kovind is significant for many reasons. Apart from signing of MOUs, President Kovind will address the Parliament of St. Vincent and Grenadines. Culturally and historically also, India is connected to St. Vincent and Grenadines. Persons of Indian origins had come to the island nation in 19th century as indentured labor. The descendants of those persons now form an important part of the local community. This first ever head of state visit to St. Vincent and Grenadines shows India's commitment to work with small island developing countries. Arun Kumar Singh from Kingstown for All India Radio News.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu emphasized the need to increase awareness among the people about the importance of eye health. He inaugurated a Retina Institute in Hyderabad from Raj Bhavan at Ooty in Tamil Nadu through video conferencing last evening. He said there is a huge scope to curtail preventable blindness in rural India and asked the primary health centers in villages to be equipped with primary eye care facilities. The Vice President urged private hospitals to complement the government efforts by opening their satellite centers in rural areas.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin flagged off the vessel carrying relief material to crisis-hit Sri Lanka from Chennai port. The relief material includes 9,000 metric tons of rice, 200 tons of milk powder and 24 tons of essential medicines. They are being sent to help the public in the neighbouring nation that is reeling under economic stress.
The relief materials that are on their way to Colombo form the first part of the over 40,000 tons of rice, 500 tons of milk powder and life-saving medicines that are being mobilized by the government of Tamil Nadu. The state administration has been receiving contributions from the willing public for the noble cause. The action follows a private member resolution brought by Chief Minister M.K. Stalin in the Assembly on the 29th last month, outlining the government's proposal to dispatch the relief materials to the public in need in the neighbourhood. The Ministry of External Affairs communicated on the 13th of this month its readiness to facilitate the handing over of the relief materials. The close coordination between the state and the centre has resulted in the dispatch of the first batch. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed the 191 crore 78 lakh mark. Nearly 12 lakh vaccination doses were administered yesterday. The Union Health Ministry said more than 4 crore 52 lakh vaccine doses have been administered to children belonging to the age group of 12 to 14 years of age so far. Over 3 crore 16 lakh precautionary doses have been administered to the identified categories of beneficiaries, including healthcare workers, frontline workers and people above 18 years of age.
Welcome back to the morning news. The three municipal corporations of Delhi will be formally merged on 22nd of this month. Union Ministry of Home Affairs has issued notification for unification of three municipal corporations of Delhi into a single entity. In the notification, the ministry said the Delhi Municipal Corporation Amendment Act 2022 will come into force from Sunday. With this, the South, North and East civic municipal bodies in the national capital will merge into one municipal corporation of Delhi. The Parliament passed the Delhi Municipal Corporation Amendment Bill 2022 during the recently concluded budget session. The Act envisages bringing about greater transparency, improved governance and more efficient delivery of civic service for the people of Delhi.
Voting for the second phase of three-tier panchayat elections is underway in Jharkhand. 50 blocks of 16 districts are going to polls in the state. Over 38,82,000 voters are likely to cast their vote. Counting for the second phase of polls will take place on the 22nd of May. In Kerala, the CPM-led ruling Left Democratic Front LDF won 24 wards in the by-elections to various local bodies held on Tuesday. In the results declared yesterday, Congress-led United Democratic Front UDF won 12 wards, while the National Democratic Alliance NDA bagged 6 wards. By-polls were held in cities, towns and villages spread across 12 districts including Thiruvananthapuram, Ernakulam and Kozhikode.
The union government has taken several initiatives to create an atmosphere of safety and trust and address cyber security online. Minister of State for Electronics and Information Rajiv Chandrasekhar said this while releasing a frequently asked questions document on cyber security directions in New Delhi yesterday. Mr. Chandrasekhar said over 809 crore rupees have been spent from 2019 to 2020 to address cyber security challenges. He said further 515 crore rupees have been allocated for 2022-23 to address infrastructure awareness, tools and cyber swachhta kendra.
Online safety, online trust and online accountability are important policy objectives of our government and our duty to the citizens and digital nagriks of India. In that context, the government has over the last many years undertaken many initiatives and spent considerable amounts of money to create an atmosphere of safety and trust and to address cyber security online.
Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan reviewed the progress made under the National Educational Technology Forum and National Digital Educational Architecture. During the meeting yesterday, Mr. Pradhan called for leveraging technology to ensure accessible, affordable and quality education for all.
The Ministry of Heavy Industries has signed an MOU with the National Research Development Corporation for undertaking various activities for smooth implementation of the scheme for enhancement of competitiveness in the Indian capital goods sector. Speaking on the occasion, Heavy Industries Minister Dr. Mahendra Nath Pandey said that the vision of this MOU is to make India a global hub for the manufacturing of capital goods.
In Jammu and Kashmir, the Anantnag District Administration is making all necessary arrangements to facilitate pilgrims coming for the Amarnath Yatra and make the annual pilgrimage successful. The Yatra commences on the 30th of June and concludes on the 11th of August. In an exclusive interview to AIR News, District Magistrate Dr. Piyush Singla said health facilities are being augmented for the Yatris. Mr. Singla informed that oxygen points have been identified along the traditional 36-kilometer Pahalgam route so that pilgrims experiencing oxygen deficiency or breathlessness on their way to the holy Amarnath cave, which is situated at an altitude of 3,888 meters, are tended to.
Senior level monitoring of each and every minute aspect is being done so that the pilgrimage is absolutely safe, and there are proper facilities, all the various base camps, be it Nunwan, be it Mir Bazaar, be it Walnut Factory, to have adequate arrangements in place for sanitation, water, proper stay, to have a situation wherein Yatris will have a very comfortable stay and darshans.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today participated in the countdown program for International Yoga Day 2022 in Delhi. Minister of State for Defence Ajay Bhatt and army personnel also participated in the yoga program. The International Day of Yoga is celebrated all over the world on 21st of June every year.
In IBA Women's World Boxing Championships, Indian boxer Nikhat Zareen will take on Thailand's Jitapong Chutamas in the summit clash of the 52 kilogram category for the gold medal at Istanbul in Turkey today. Nikhat yesterday registered a comprehensive 5-0 win against Brazil's Caroline de Amelda in the semi-final. After winning the match, Nikhat expressed happiness and said she is looking forward to the final clash.
मेरा पहला वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप मेडल होगा और पहला फाइनल है, तो मैं यही उम्मीद रखती हूँ कि मैं अपना बेस्ट दूं और अपने देश के लिए यहाँ से गोल्ड मेडल जीत कर लेके। फाइनल मेरी थाईलैंड के साथ है। मैंने उसका सेमीफाइनल का पहला राउंड देखा और मैं पहले भी उसके साथ एक बार खेल चुकी हूँ, तो मुझे थोड़ा बहुत नॉलेज है उसके साथ कैसे खेलना, बट स्टिल मैं अपने हेड कोच भट्ट सर के साथ बैठ के मैं स्ट्रैटेजी प्लान करूंगी, फिर उस हिसाब से फाइनल में खेलूंगी और अपने इंडिया के लिए गोल्ड मेडल जीत कर लेकर आने की पूरी कोशिश रहेगी।
And in IPL cricket, Lucknow Super Giants defeated Kolkata Knight Riders in a nerve-wracking match by 2 runs at the Dr. D.Y. Patil Stadium in Navi Mumbai last night. With this loss, Kolkata Knight Riders are out of the IPL playoffs contention with 12 points against their name from 14 league matches. Today, Royal Challengers Bangalore will take on Gujarat Titans at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai at 7:30 p.m.
In Kerala, heavy rains lashed several parts of the state last night, especially in the central and northern districts. Many low-lying areas in the Kochi city have been inundated as rains continued throughout the night. Those staying along the banks of River Periyar in Ernakulam district have been asked to remain alert. Control rooms have been set up by the Health, Fire, Coastal Police and Fisheries departments to tackle emergencies. The Met Department has advised fishermen not to venture into the sea. And now let us have a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi will have mainly clear sky. Mumbai will have generally cloudy sky. Chennai will also have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky. Srinagar will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. Jammu is likely to have a clear sky. Leh, Muzaffarabad and Gilgit will have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. Visakhapatnam will have generally cloudy sky. Hyderabad will have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. Guwahati will have generally cloudy sky with intermittent rain. Aizawl, Gangtok, Kohima and Agartala will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address Yuva Shivir at Kareli Bagh at Vadodara in Gujarat this morning. India-Cambodia cooperation gets a boost. Prime Minister Modi holds virtual meeting with his Cambodian counterpart. 3 municipal corporations of Delhi to be formally merged on Sunday. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur announces incentives for co-production and shooting of foreign films in India. Inaugurates India Pavilion at Cannes Film Festival in France. President Ramnath Kovind reaches St. Vincent and Grenadines on an official visit. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu urges private eye hospitals to complement government efforts by opening satellite centers in rural areas. All India Radio News crosses another milestone on social media. Its Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts has 3 million followers now. Government allocates 515 crore rupees for cyber security programs for the year 2022-23, says Union Minister Radhif Chandrasekhar. Nikhat Zareen to take on Thailand's Jitapong Chutamas in final of 52 kilogram category at IBA Women's World Boxing Championships in Istanbul today. And in IPL cricket, Lucknow Super Giants defeat Kolkata Knight Riders by 2 runs at Dr. D.Y. Patil Stadium in Navi Mumbai. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.